Besides sending the police, you might want to send an ambulance or a hearse.
Hello, Billy Ho here, coming at you with another PGA preview video. This year, we're tackling the 2023 RBC Heritage, and we will be heading due north. Well, maybe not as north as I think. I'm not sure. I'm not a map guy. Don't hold that against me, but we're going to Hilton Head, South Carolina. How about that? We're going to do a little beach action, a little coastal action, some you know, Harbour Town, golf links action, all that good stuff. So anyway, before we get into the preview show, which I'm going to show you some key holes and we're going to talk players and all kinds of good stuff. But the five things I always ask for, and really the Masters videos off the hook. Uh, I mean, I know everybody across the industry got double their videos or whatever, but me personally, I appreciate each and every one of you. The Pete Dye model videos seem to be pretty popular. Guess what? We're heading to a Pete Dye course. So you might even be able to look at that video just a hair bit. Maybe some of the guys that are playing pretty good here, because a whole ton of them are heading over right after the Masters to play this tournament. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, check out the Discord, check out the preview article, and join the contest. Contest filled easily last week. It'll be back to $2, top two paid, but I don't think we'll have any problem filling it. So let's get it done. And now we are going to get into Harbour Town Golf Course. So let's get it started. All right. Speaking of the preview article, it's getting started. I haven't really gotten into it too heavily just yet, but I do have a few things up there, and we're going to talk specs. So we'll move over. I'll just show you what I got so far. A couple of pictures. The weather next week, just a real way too early to even speculate on this stuff. But there is more rain. I mean, it's not going to be cold as AF here as like it is in the Masters this weekend, but it looks like a lot of rain heading into for the next weekend. So, but hopefully, it's really really nice early in the week. So hopefully it pushes toward the future, which a lot of times weather does. So maybe we can get Thursday and Friday be beautiful, and maybe have a little rough weather over the weekend, or maybe even get some good stuff on Saturday. So we'll see what it does. It's a long way away. We know how fickle the weather can be, so we're not gonna really saddle up for that just yet. So golf course, that's what we're here for, right? All right, this is the just a pro visualizer, and you can go through this. It's provisualizer.com. Find just some Harbour Town golf links. I'm going to start out on the second hole. I'm just going to show you about five or six just feature holes while we talk. So basically, Harbour Town, 7,100 yards, par 71. It is a links style golf course. So I'll talk about links type players. I might even do an extra video because I don't know that the Yahoo video is all that popular. So maybe my extra content this week will be more of like Pete Dye specialists slash links players, slash coastal player. Maybe we'll just do kind of a specialist show. That sounds like a good title. We're already on our way. All right. Bermuda grass fairways overseeded with ryegrass. They're not super wide. They're one of the most narrow tree lined fairways you'll see all year. So accuracy obviously will be key, but we'll get into the stats in a minute. Okay, this is some more weather related stuff. I always like to look this up on the PGA sheet. So it was a wet winter followed by warmer than normal temperatures in February and cooler than normal temperatures in March. I don't know what that means, but what I'm trying to get to here is these are technically Bermuda grass greens overseeded with Poa grass. So if it was a warmer than usual or wet winter and a warmer than normal February, even if it was cooler than normal March, it still could mean that the Bermuda is going to be more prevalent than the POA, is what my guess is going to be. But what I'll go ahead and say is it's probably going to be similar to the Florida swing courses, like the Players and the Valspar, the northern Florida courses, with the same Bermuda with the overseas POA. So that's what I'm going to kind of hang my hat on there. So, holes. This is hole number two. And describing the course, there's three par fives and a drivable par four, number nine. Those are basically, other than 6 and 16, which are par fours, those are basically all your scoring holes. This is not a really super easy course. So the par fives are gettable, and you better make your bones. It's actually kind of similar to Augusta. It's kind of cool that this tournament occurs right after Augusta, because I mean it's not, obviously the courses are their own, animals, but the as far as the scoreable par fives and things of that nature, it is that's where you need to make your bones. All right. Well, what I wanted to talk about was we'll start to get into the skill set a little bit. So, accuracy off the tee is always nice. Being long is always nice. But this is where you tee off on number two. So, you hit your tee shot and you're out here. You got, it looks like room to the left. See, those are trees there. It's hard to tell. But you do have a little bit more. This is a hole, and you'll hear it on more than one show. You want to be positioned well off the tee, not just in the fairway. So what that means is if you're over here to the right, like you hit a fade and you get over here and to the right, you're having to navigate number two over the top of these trees. So if we go up to the next hole, you can see where the green's at, and you dip back here. And if you're over here, that's, you're going to have to hit some sort of windy cut shot that loops around here, and that's no bueno. But if you're over here, you're looking pretty good, at going at the green. So, but and most of these holes, as I went through and looked, you want to be a little on the left side rather than the right. So we'll talk about those guys like your Sepp Strakas and your Chris Kirks, the Honda guys that I mentioned in the previous videos, and the Masters, the guys that hit that right to left ball flight that are good at Augusta. Uh, so those types of guys are down. And so hole number two is the short par five. The next hole, well, let's go up here and take a look. And we get up here, and you're going for it. I mean, there's not that much trouble. The bailout areas are the bunker here where you can get up and down from, and the little landing area over here to your left. So that's a pretty scoreable hole. You ought to be able to get over here somewhere in two easily, and then two putt for an easy birdie, or maybe even hit a good second shot and have a shot at eagle. Number, oh, whoops. Number five is the next par five. It's a shorty, 547 yards, and it is a dog leg left, as you can see. So when you hit your tee shot here, you need to be out somewhere. Let's see. Here comes the green. So this is one of your holes where you can actually you want to be right on. Obviously, if you're left over here, you're in jail, and there's actually some water over here to the left too. So you definitely don't want to be left. But you can be out here to the right. You don't want to be in that bunker either, because you're not probably going to have to lay up. But over to the right is a good place to be. And then this is another easy, as you can see, getting up there in two, no problem. Hole number five. And let's take a look at the drivable ninth. And this one is pretty straightforward. Down the old bowling alley here. And so you can just kind of grip it and rip it. And up here, and you can see, even if you hit something, like those draw type players, right to left ball flighters like Straka and Kirk, that would be perfect for their draw. And then you just run something right up into this bunker, and then you're in good shape to, get up and down for your birdie and or whatever. Easy hole. I don't know that you can exactly drive it. It would take nothing but pure ball flight. Like Rory McIlroy is in this field next week, and I know he disappointed everybody, me included. He didn't even have the bad. He played in the morning on Friday. He was done and missed the cut anyway before the weather hit. Very disappointing by Rory. And some other guys. I don't know if I'll do a Masters wrap up video or not, but we'll see what happens. JT was another disappointment. Obviously, Justin Thomas came out and went like 5 over on the back nine this morning and missed the cut. So that's hole 9, the drivable par. I call it's a par 4, but it makes it actually evens it out because it makes it like a 5th par 5 because you're getting up there. It's like eliminating a tee shot, and now you're 327 yards in the fairway, basically to get home in 2. So you drive up, you chip, you putt, and it's just like a par 5 kind of. So next hole, 15th, I believe. This is the par 5 number 3, I do believe. And there's one more I want to show you after this. This one's the long one, 588 yards. It is a very tough driving hole, as you can see. A lot of trees, very narrow fairway. There's the landing area out there. So if we get in here and then shoot her out here, if you hit this fairway, you're in really great shape because you can kind of go for it. You can see where the it dog legs up here, and you might be able to go straight across these trees. That's what a lot of people will probably do. But then obviously you can hone in. If you lay up like you're a short knocker, like a couple of guys we might get into, then you're going to have yourself a nice little wedge in, and you can still make your birdie and get her done that way. This is hole 18, the finishing hole. It's a very fun, very interesting hole. You have to drive it over the top of all this junk right here. And then there's like this peninsula landing area. And it's 471 yards. It's very difficult. It might be the number 1 hole, handicap hole, but you got a good landing area here. So that's not too bad. But if you remember last year, Jordan Spieth and Patrick Cantlay tied, went to a playoff. They were both laying, I believe, up pretty close to this edge over here. And they both hit iron shots that landed in the bunker. And Spieth got lucky. His rolled back where he had a decent chip. And Cantlay's was just in jail. His was plugged up in this bunker. So he just had to chop it out. Jordan got up and down for par, and Cantlay made bogey, and that's how the golf tournament ended. But that's a really tough finishing hole with that big, long bar of sand trap right there, and then not much bailout to the right. I mean, there is bailout to the right, and there should be grandstand. These are where the grandstands would be right here. So you can bail out to the right. Obviously, if you hit it in the grandstands, you get the PGA love of the free drop over here, and then you can just chip and putt from there. So to sum all this up, what we're looking for is, let's go back to hole number 1 just for kicks. What we're looking for at Harbour Town Golf Course is accuracy off the tee but good positioning, but approach. Strokes gain approach. It's a second shot course. Don't get it twisted. That is the most important stat. The greens are only 3,700 feet. So also greens in regulation. And of course, if there's any kind of wind, greens will be missed because I believe most of the par 4s and par 3s, if you sum them all up, they're well under 70% green in regulation rate. So you're going to have your around the green game and your sand save game on tight. So keep on a lookout for that. And strokes gain putting for the last 24 rounds, which should include those similar surfaces that we saw in Florida and even Valero. I do believe that was kind of a similar Bermuda POA type setup there. So Pete Dye tracks and a good dose of course history, par 5 birdie or better, fantasy points, and also on Rick Run Good, he has opportunities gained stats, just like Fantasy National now, but he's got a 10-foot and then he's got a 15-foot, two separate ones. And he also has two separate 10 and 15-foot relative to the field. So I'm going to focus on those 10 and 15-foot opportunities gained relative to the field, which this is a stacked ass field. So it's going to be you're going to want that stat anyway. So I mean, it's not like we're playing some kind of weak tot RBC or not Rocket Mortgage or something like that. So this, I mean, and also be aware there could be possibly some serious withdrawals after this shit weekend people had at the Masters. If guys don't have to play because of the obligations, they may bow out. So just keep that in mind. So we may see multiple WDs. This is the alpha list of the PGA Tour, and you can see a star-studded cast of characters. I mean, it's anywhere from if you just go alphabetically, you got Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, Corey Connors, Cam Davis, Fitzy, Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, Pretty Ricky, Hadwin, Hatton, Homa, Hovland, Siwoo, Kuchar, Lowry, Rory, like I said, Taylor Montgomery, Morikawa, Seamus Power, John Rahm, Rose, Xander, Scotty, Webb, Cam Young, JT, my man Sepp Straka is going to be there getting it done. I can already tell you, I'm probably going to have interest in him this week. As long as he can hold those irons together. His big bugaboo is he either gains like 5 strokes with the irons or he loses 5 strokes with the irons, and he's, you know, contention to win, or he's the ultimate boomer bust type of guy. But you can see this laundry list of players. I mean, I almost lost my breath sharing them all with you, but we'll talk about just a couple of players just out of curiosity. Terrell Hatton made the cut this week, and with these conditions, keep an eye on him because he might actually get down. And as I'm watching, making this video, Cameron Young just made a double and dropped to -3. So the Cam Young's a guy that I'll have some interest in. Corey Connors was a disaster, so he'll have the weekend off to recharge. So, but I do feel like people will come back to him. This is a great course for Corey Connors. Great course for Matt Kuchar, who's already shown that he's kind of back to his old self at Valero. And then Ricky Fowler is an interesting name. He only played here once in the last 10 years, but that was shitty Ricky. I kind of like Pretty Ricky now. He's doing a lot better. So he'll be a guy I might have interest in. Then you got like straight shooters, ball strikers like Aaron Rye and Brendan Todd. And then, of course, you got the defending champion Jordan Spieth is going to likely be the favorite. I'd like to see him get up the leaderboard here over the weekend, but we'll see what happens. And there's really a ton of guys, but there is one guy I wanted to end the video with that I would normally never play him, but Luke Donald is the Ryder Cup captain, 45 years old, so he's not like ancient. He's like the same age as Cooch. But the guy gets killed every week off the tee because he is so short. He barely hits at 270, 275. So he loses 4 to 6 strokes every week on most of these courses, but he gains 4 or 5 strokes on approach every week. He loves this course. They used to call it the Luke Donald Open. His back class here is monster huge. So keep him in mind. And he's playing a little better. He actually made the cut at Genesis, which will tell you that he's striking it pretty well because he's so short, and that's a tough, long course. So I'll be interested to see where he lands and what your thoughts are. So leave a comment and hit me up in the Discord if you join. We'd love to have you. Join the contest, smash the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Until the next video, we're going to see you soon. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Wet Masters, and happy Easter. Peace.